On September 20th, 2012, Black Powder Media started a Kickstarter campaign on a new product that they were working on. The product was a small Bluetooth controller that can control your iOS or Android device while being small enough to be hung on a set of keys without a problem. The Impulse controller started requesting funds for this project on September 20th with a funding goal of $50,000. The Black Powder not only reached their goal, but surpassed it for a total of $139,000 within 16 days. This unfortunately resulted with the company being backed up with orders and not being able to fulfill their estimated delivery date of February 2013. Black Powder also decided to remove their analog stick from the controller and replace it with a D-pad. This allowed the controller to be 20% thinner, but resulted in further delays.
Once the Kickstarter campaign was finished, they started accepting pre-orders on their website, with the black plastic model starting at $25. In June of 2013, Nerd&Tech placed a pre-order for the standard edition during the time when the website stated it will be shipped in July. Unfortunately, due to the amount of pre-orders and Kickstarter orders already due, this ETA was not met and resulted in the item being shipped mid-October.
Our first impressions of the controller was how large it is to be hanging on a set of keys, but it is the perfect size to be put in your back pocket or your backpack without causing any issues. If it was any smaller though, gaming would be uncomfortable, so this should be the minimum size for any mobile controller. So, the main question is, how does the Impulse controller fare up to the hype? So the addition of the D-pad on this controller is a great plus. Unfortunately, the same cannot be said about the sleeve that comes with it. It seems like the cutout was specifically designed for Apple users in mind, such as an iPhone or an iPad. If you're using a different type of device, you might have some difficulties fitting your phone or your tablet into that sleeve. However, the sleeve does still protect the controller fairly well.
Since our test phone was the Samsung Galaxy S Relay with the QWERTY keyboard, the sleeve became useless as a stand but a good protector for the controller itself. We synced both devices together with Bluetooth and realized nothing is happening. We went to the Impulse website and saw the header on the top left. I got my Impulse, how do I use it?
One of the first games we tested this controller on was the N64 Emulator for the Android Ice Cream Sandwich. The controller synced just well with the Bluetooth and we were able to map the keys to the buttons immediately and play Mario 64. However, this is where we realized its limitations. The controller has a 6-button layout, 4 on the front and 2 on the back. When referring to a 6-button layout, most retro gamers will immediately think of the Super Nintendo controller. Unfortunately, they'd be wrong. The SNES controller has a total of 8 buttons when you count the start and select buttons. Since this controller only has 6 buttons, you'll be forced to use your touchscreen for the start and select if you're playing any games that require more than 4 action keys. Due to the size of the controller, don't expect to play any action-heavy or button-mashing games such as Super Mario, Legend of Zelda, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, or anything that requires precision or timing due to the size of the controller itself.
The controller does not work as a dedicated gamepad. Instead, it mimics a keyboard on your device through the installed app. What look like symbols on the controller are actually the keys that the controller is controlling.
The layouts for the front action buttons are M, W, V, and A. The buttons on the back are lowercase u and lowercase n since they look similar when they're flipped. Whether this is confusing to you or not, many USB controllers actually do this. They just don't make it so obvious. The Cytec P990 would do exactly this when the FPS button was pressed. This was for compatibility purposes, so players can use the gamepad on games that did not offer joystick or gamepad inputs. The left analog stick would control the W, A, S, and D keys, while the right analog stick would control the mouse. In the end, for the pre-order price of $25, it's well worth it. However, the price has recently gone up, and anything over $30 is asking too much for this product. It's a gaming controller for the casual gamer that doesn't feel like lugging around a huge gamepad like the Nyko PlayPad. However, for the repeat or hardcore mobile gamers, we would definitely recommend the SteelSeries Free. However, that's going to cost you a lot more than what this is.